All right. Okay, it's February 27th. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll call the meeting to order. It's 2:36. Public comment. Do we have anyone for public comment? Going once, going twice. All right.
I have invited Robert Taylor from Republic Bank. I
Oh, cool.
think he's coming, or I just sent him this link.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll just ignore this time. He said he has some input he wants to talk to be in the meeting.
Yeah, and like if for some reason today like doesn't like work for him, like I'm always open to talking with him. I could give him a call too if that doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Let's maybe give him like a minute or something. Or if he pops up, I'll be sure to let him in the waiting room and
okay.
We'll see what he's wanting to talk about. Did he say specifically like what he was wanting to talk with the group about?
Yeah, he was saying that he wants to be in the meeting and he has some issues. So I said, okay. So I sent him link. Maybe we can wait, or maybe you can talk to him directly.
Well, let's start moving through the agenda items in need of a vote, since we have quorum at the moment.
Okay. Fine.
And if nothing else, I can follow up with him after. So yeah, next up is approval of the minutes from November. We didn't have quorum in January, so I just sent around again the minutes from the November meeting. If someone wants to make a motion.
I motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
All right. All in favor?
Yeah. Great.
Next up, approval of funding for the Croatian Cultural Center mural. I think Ivan was here. Are you still here to talk about the mural? Cool.
Yep.
If you need to screen share, I can make you a co-host. Just let me know.
No, I don't think so.
Cool. Yeah.
Did
so
you want my video on? Sorry.
If you want to, or if that's easier, I know we talked about this some in January, but we weren't able to take a vote. So it's back on the agenda now. I'm not sure who missed the January meeting. I mean, we had some discussion, but it wasn't an official meeting. So we I think did have some draft concept art that you had shared with the group. If you want to present that again, we can pull that up. Otherwise, the funding request was 14,000, correct?
Yeah, and then I would request that like half be upfront, because I'm expecting the cost of the paints and brushes to be around that amount. So and also I'm taking an unpaid leave from work, so just to have funds during that time.
Sounds good. Any questions from commissioners?
Not for me.
Anyone else, or does somebody want to make a motion to approve, or any questions?
Amount? Sorry.
It was so the total was 14,000 for that whole north facing wall of the Croatian Cultural Center building on Devon. And it's the series of, so it's got those sort of framed sections, and each one would be like a different sort of landscape of Croatia.
I think it's going to look great.
Any other questions or motions?
Motion to approve the painting and the $7,000 down payment.
Anybody want to make a second?
What is the total area of the painting, the wall?
It's 102 feet by 13 feet.
So it's pretty large. And you're still planning to rent a cherry picker?
Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't think I could afford that. under that
Okay.
budget, so probably just use like scaffolding and ladders.
Okay.
And is that as a paint, like a oil paint,
No,
Or-
it's acrylic paint.
acrylic paint? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I believe it's fine. I approve. I second the motion.
So it's about 1,300 square feet.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple
Large.
calculation, 13 times 1. Yeah.
That's large.
It's large. And how many days you need to finish that?
It'll be 3 to 4 weeks total.
Okay. Starting date?
So starting date, I'm actually switching tree companies, and the new company said they'll give me a leave of absence pretty much right after I start. So the starting date would be April 10,
Okay.
and hopefully I'll be done
15th of
by
May.
May 1st.
Okay.
I'd like
2 weeks.
kind of need to go back to work.
Okay.
All right, so we have a motion and a second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
2. I
Aye.
don't. All right, so we had three yeses. I had a lot of people without cameras on, so, but yeah, we've got 3 and
Yes, it's Maura.
Laura, great. All right.
One question, Ivan. I mean, we're shooting for 3 weeks, right? And then you got to go back to work, right? So
Yeah, the new employer said if it takes more than 3 weeks, he's okay with it.
because
It's
we
a
might have
long
weather
time
issues.
going unpaid, so I'm hoping to really knock it out.
Right,
Oh.
right. No, of course. But we might have, because we might have weather delays or something, I mean.
Right, yeah.
I just,
So-
I
Hopefully it
Wanna
won't be a
lock it
very
in.
rainy few weeks there.
right. Okay,
Or if I'm looking ahead in the forecast and I see that, oh, the first start week looks like it'll be, a miserable week to work, I might ask my new employer, which is gonna be Winkler Tree Company instead of Save a Tree Company now. I'll ask my new employer, like, hey, can I push that start date off a little bit later? And he's very flexible and he thinks it's a really cool thing that I'm doing. So he was,
Okay.
he's like saying, you start and end when you need to. So I'll
Okay.
just try to kind of like look ahead, the 10-day forecast there. If April 10 is a really bad start day, then I might bump it back 1 more week and then we'll go 1 week into May. Or 2 weeks into May,
Cool.
right. Okay,
Yeah, because then once it's done, maybe we schedule like a mural ribbon cutting or something cool, to just sort of, keep some attention on the street and give our social media team content for social and website and everything. So yeah. Well, great. We had a motion and a second, and we voted approval. So we're really excited to see this get this moving and see it start to come together. So thank you so much for your patience with everything,
Okay.
getting this approved to move forward, and we'll be in touch as far as like whatever we need to do for check requests and all that good stuff.
Okay, so yeah, because I'll need that before I can order all the paints. I've been
Yeah.
looking to order online. It'll be in the thousands. So
If you could send me an invoice and a W-9 form, and I can send you the info as to what I need for that, but we can get you
Okay.
started.
Okay, could you like email me
Yes.
on the side about how to do that?
I'll do that. Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thanks for being here. You don't have to stay. You're welcome to if you want.
thank you, Ivan.
But thanks so
All right,
much.
thank you. All right, we'll be in touch.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right. AdMark Digital, we just wanted to share some updates with you guys on sort of where we're at as far as social media. So we just wrapped our first year with AdMark Digital, which is, you know, one of the firms that was recommended by, I think, some of the commissioners in the group. So Anna and I had met with them last week to sort of go over sort of performance metrics and sort of talk through, like, you know, what went well, what didn't go so well, what could be better for next year. So I will introduce Bavaria to speak to that a little bit to the commissioners. And again, if you need to screen share, just let me know and I can make you a co-host.
Sure. Thank you for wrapping us for us. So in the meeting, we just, you know, give the insight to what, you know, what happened in the past year and how we improved the, you know, Facebook page likes and then, you know, metrics overall for the on-demand portal. This year we're deciding to, you know, feature more events if they're happening in the city around the area, and then, you know, more visuals for Devon, more, you know, business featuring, and then, you know, any other input is welcome at this point, because last year or so we didn't have much events on Devon. So we're hoping and looking forward to cover more live events that will be happening around the area, and, you know, any other options and, you know, recommendations are welcome at our end.
What was that? Yeah. What happened?
Other guys broke down.
Who?
Like someone over here.
Really? Yeah, that's garbage.
The other guys. You know, I bought a little bit over there.
Uh-huh.
I make it down here. Okay. But that's coming.
No problem. Thank you.
Sunita, I'm not sure if you're intended to be unmuted for that, or if it was this or something else that was going on.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that mute button. Garbage guy is here. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So I wanted to sort of open it up for commissioners to see if anyone had feedback or ideas as to, you know, what could be improved or what you'd like to see more of with the On Devon social media for the coming year. We talked a lot about trying to do more with events. I know that's something that we've been talking about with this group over the last couple of meetings. So just wanted to see if anyone else.
I like the business featuring. Yeah. I like that. I see it on the social media. It's when On Devon features a particular business.
Thank you.
I think that's real. I like that a lot. I think that if you continue that's great.
Yes, so thank you. That's what our plan is, to move forward and showcasing all type of businesses, you know, big and small. And for the next March, we actually shortlisted and in communication with, you know, women-owned businesses of the area, so we can feature them, since it's, you know, a Women's Month coming up next month. So we are, you know, making our content around, you know, people who have been in business at Devon area, catering to different social communities as well. And we have actually a feature coming up called Moments on Devon, which is a campaign we are hoping to launch probably by before summer, between mid of spring and summer, which will, you know, showcase on highlighting each part of Devon with their communities, ethnicities, and, you know, featuring the big moments or, you know, things around that area to, you know, make it more diverse and, you know, culturally, you know, expendable to everyone.
Okay.
Great.
Junaid here. I do have a suggestion.
Sure.
Or a request. Is there any way that we can run like polls, like to figure out what are people's thoughts on, like, you know, how the way Devon is, you know, coping, and even small things like the light fixtures to like the design, the way. I mean, it's something that we can get some feedback from the community or from the people that come to Devon.
Online, we can do that, Junaid. We can create a poll, and then on our social media feed, with the permission of everybody, we can create polls, and, you know, we can do that. So is this something that I need permission to get it done from you guys?
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one thing that we could do with that, you know, if we're still looking to do some outdoor movies in the summer, and I Sunita, I do wish Robert Taylor was on the call because I was going to ask him about dates for using the Republic parking lot. But maybe that's an opportunity where, you know, maybe we put a public poll up for people to vote on what movie to do. Maybe that could be something.
Okay.
I think, yeah, more engagement will make, you know, it'll actually create a buzz.
Yes. And I would, I mean, our last meeting, I suggested that we can even have, you know, like a small taste of Devon kind of thing that everybody can, you know, feature, you know, their cuisine, and, you know, it's like more inviting to the outer community, because we are, you know, targeting the audiences from suburb and from Midwest to come and, you know, spend on Devon. So this is one effort that we can hype about it, maybe in summer or whatever, you know, time period is suggested.
Yeah, and I'd add to that, you know, we had talked about doing, you know, a food crawl type event. And, you know, maybe we could work together on that. Cause I think one of the biggest challenges has just been getting restaurants to sign up, and sign on to do something like that and commit. So maybe that could be an area where, you know, we could use your help. And photography also, like getting some new and additional photos taken on and
Sure.
around Devon to sort of populate our social media content.
Sure, we'll do that.
Any other questions or comments or suggestions on social media before we move on?
Nope, I think we're good.
Yeah, not for me.
All right, light pole banners. This was one that I wanted to talk with you all about. So at the beginning of the year, we know that they're in pretty rough shape. I had Bannerville out there to take down most of the ones that were like really looking rough. And in the interim, I started looking into sort of alternative materials, sort of based on some requests from commissioners at a prior meeting. So from what I gather, the city still prefers that business districts that are doing banners with the brackets that we have continue to use vinyl. We've been getting billed about $120 each per banner for printing and installation. That's kind of standard across the companies I've been in contact with. Our current vendor, Bannerville, also suggested several other clients of theirs, including a couple of college and corporate campuses, and I think at least one other business district, have switched over to a mesh vinyl that's printed that so it has like the whole surface is mesh, but you can still like print your graphic on it, and it's visible. But those are intended to last longer and be more resilient to wind, which seems to be one of the sort of big challenges that we have on Devon with wind coming out of the east. So that there is a cost increase for that. So that goes up to $189 per banner installed instead of the $120. But because we've taken down so many of our current banners, the question that I wanted to put to you was, do we want to just try printing with the regular vinyl, or do we want to give this mesh stuff a shot?
The regular vinyl, we already know doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't see
Why
a
don't we
point.
try a few of the mesh ones and see?
Yeah, we already know the regular vinyl doesn't work.
All right. And then it wasn't on my radar in time for this meeting because I was at a gathering of special service area managers last week. And somebody mentioned that another vendor that I haven't used before, but that has quoted me on these before, has a different printing process for the vinyl that may be more durable, allegedly. So I will reach out to them about that. It was Chicago Event Graphics that a couple of the other groups were using. So I'll look into it, but yeah, maybe we do some A/B testing, you know, get some of the vinyl and some of the mesh and see which holds up better.
Can I ask you something, Cindy, about this
Yeah.
vinyl?
Mhm.
So all these binders, because we also do printing, if you would like us, we can also share the quotes with you on this vinyl printing, because we do that often as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bigger piece is just the installation, because of it needs the sort of cherry picker truck and everything to go up there. But yeah, I can send you, because I don't anticipate that we'll change the art unless anyone like really wants to get new artwork. I don't know that there's a need.
No, use the same art.
Cool. Let me just get the notes down. All right, so I will reach out to the Chicago Event Graphics folks to get a quote for their new product, and then I'll send the art to AdMark if you guys have somebody else that can quote it and for the installation if you're also doing the printing.
Sure. That would
Great.
be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item up, pigeon abatement. Starting to pop up again, where I've been hearing from some of the businesses and landlords, again, particularly around Devon and Richmond, but now also, on western south of Devon. So there is maybe an interest in doing pigeon abatement again, but at least one of the buildings that feels like there's a need is a building that we've already done quite a bit of pigeon work on. And it's frustrating because it's, the people in the apartments above just keep feeding the pigeons. So they go away when the exterminators come and now they're back. So do we want to try and do more pigeon abatement or leave it?
I think we should. It's a big mess. It just gets nastier and
Yeah.
nastier. It helped when they did do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came down. Even here, I was down for a bit. Now they're back, and it's what you said. People are feeding them, and unless people stop feeding them, we're just not gonna do anything. So,
Well, if we leave it, Pete, it's just going to get worse too, man. They literally triple in size. I think you should target the busier ones, Cindy, maybe
Yeah.
just where there's a big problem, and then try to educate or catch the people that are doing it and talk
Yeah.
to them.
Do we want to try and do like signage or posters again? The yard signs, we did a round of them last season, but they disappeared.
Yeah, we gotta do something, man. I mean, at least out in the main Devon, I think. And if you catch a couple of them, I think that'll stop. It's probably the same 10 or 15 people around the whole street.
I'm sure it probably is.
the
It's just
Devon and Claremont, southeast corner.
I've got Devon Artesian's a mess too.
Yeah, Devon and Claremont, that building is really, really bad.
Yeah, so we just gotta catch the people doing it and just ask them not to. Call the cops, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Does
don't know.
anyone have contacts for some of the buildings on Western? I mean, obviously Wheels of Chicago, it's not you, it's your neighbors across the street. But if anyone has contact info for that property owner, I'd
Which
love to
building
check
is
in with
that?
them.
Which building is that?
So
Is it the
like
dollar
where-
store?
no, it's one of the multi-story buildings, like where JK Liquors is.
Oh,
Okay, next to where it is.
that's Jimmy. I know him.
Okay.
You mean Jimmy, the guy that owns Smiling Jim's, Jim Angelakos?
Oh, I didn't know this was the same guy.
Yeah, he owns that building.
Yeah, if you could get me in touch with him, I think that
I'll
would
give you
be
his number. I got his number.
cool. Great. So yeah, I'll reach out to the pest control folks again. And then Mohammed's not on the call, but I'll get him to quote some yard signs maybe. I think I've still got some posters left. So maybe I'll make the rounds and hand those out to folks.
I
but-
think we should put them, Cindy, where they're actually feeding them. Like I've got a
Yeah.
sign on Artesian. You always see food there.
Yeah,
Maybe
oh,
just
I
a
know the one
big
you're
red
talking about.
sign. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big red sign there, and say
Yeah.
stop feeding the pigeons. And
Richmond's another one. It's I don't know if Ethan's still on the call. I haven't seen as many by Croatian Center. And we did do that one last year. So
It's the same people feeding them.
yeah,
You know it is. It's same person or people that go out and put the food out. That's
Yep.
how it is.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll get back on that now that the weather's starting to warm up.
Yeah,
That's
February 27th.
I know it's 55 degrees out. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't have tuk-tuks on here, but I do have a bunch of tuk-tuk updates. So March 19th, which is a Sunday. It's the Sunday after St. Pat's. That's the day we're shooting for the unveiling. We're gonna look to do a ribbon cutting with that as well. And we're gonna have we did secure
I'm in a meeting. Sorry.
sorry.
No, it's okay. My fault.
Yeah. The company that does the electric tuk-tuks at Navy Pier, they are gonna come out for people to ride the tuk-tuks up and down Devon. They're gonna send, I think, 2 or 3 of them. We had to rent a flatbed truck to move them because it was too far for them to just drive it from Navy Pier on a charge. But they are gonna be up here for the 19th. Pete has graciously allowed us to use the electric on the back patio to charge them. Thank you for that, Pete. Yeah, so the tuk-tuks will be getting installed in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll do the unveiling event on the 19th. So that'll be an event that we can sort of feature on social. And then we'll be promoting some hashtags to encourage people to take pictures with them and sort of promote Devon in the process. So
Sure, and if we can, we can also cover it live on your Facebook or Instagram media as well. That will do.
great. Yeah, and our marketing materials for that, we'll be getting that to you soon.
Great. Thank you.
Actually, I can probably send that to you today because I
Maybe
just
get
approved
a
posters for
hold of
printing.
Sure.
get a hold of the local media, like a block club and whatnot.
Yeah,
Oh.
so we are working with Silverman Group on a press release for that. Anna's working on it now.
And also, I can help you with that because we have affiliation with local media as well. To the Urdu and Hindi based newspapers, so we can also publish that press release onto those medias as well.
Great. All right, so stay tuned. I'll send around the, once the press release is ready, I'll send that to everybody, and then also the posters and social media graphics and everything for folks. But they look great. We're excited to roll it out. So that's March 19th. Annual audit is due May 1st. So that'll probably take up the bulk of our April meeting. But we'll have the March meeting in between, but just sort of know that that's coming up. I'll put in a plug again for city and county ethics forms. You do have to do both. It really is just the same form twice, but if you forget one, they fine you out the wazoo. So May 1st is when they're due. You should be getting emails from DPD reminding you of that too, because they send them to me and then I'll turn around and send those reminders too. So you should be getting them twice. But it's really important. We don't want anybody to forget. We had talked previously about trying to do a samosa crawl in June. Is that something people are still interested in doing? Because if so, I can get with AdMark and maybe also Big Buzz about sort of putting together plans for that, or at least trying to come up with what a budget for that event would be.
So if you can send us the detail and where you want it to help, or we can provide something, we'll be happy to help in any way possible.
Great. Yeah, annual budget is July. They require us to meet between 7:10 and 7:14. So the July meeting will be earlier than normal, just an FYI. And then we had sort of tentatively targeted September for outdoor movies. So I'll follow up with Robert at Republic Bank about available dates for that. And then we can start the business of deciding what movie and getting rights for it. That's everything I had on this list. It's 3:05, so I don't want to keep people longer than needed. I appreciate you being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
Okay, bye,
everybody.
everyone. Bye.
All
That's
right.
it. We're adjourned. Okay.
We're adjourned.
Yep.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for being here, Pete.
Oh, yeah, it's all right. I can't.
Yep.
No, I don't know how to shut this thing.
Oh,
Hang on.
I'll just kill it for everybody. There you go.
Okay.
All right, see ya.